Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. I'm joined by Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, an important ball game coming up here in Game 2.
Yeah, and you see a really good start for the home side. They did what they needed to do in the opening game of this series. And the crowd, that made a huge difference. They were behind their guys all the way, and boy, oh boy, were they loud. And I've got a feeling that not much is going to change here in game number 2.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. Back now as we draw ever closer to first pitch. Let's listen in to public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now your 2016 Chicago Cubs.
And briefly here, a glance at the two starters who'll get the ball here in this one. Now here's a look at the Astros starting lineup. Steve, what's the key for him against one of the best starters in the game?
I'll tell you what, this team has their ace on the mound, so it's probably not going to take a whole lot of offense to get a win for them.
John Lester is on the mound for game 2. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, Matty, in his last start, he did go deep into the ball game and only allowed 1 run. But unfortunately for him and his ball club, he took the loss. He'd like a little different outcome in this one.
With a moment now, let's take a look at the Cubs alignment on defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, Matty, Anthony Rizzo is really the centerpiece for this Cubs ball club. Offensively, we know what he does. But defensively, he really holds this infield together. Very fluid over at first base, good soft hands, and has a good throwing arm as well.
Jose Altuve strides forward, and we are set for baseball here this evening. Now the first pitch of the night is looked at for ball 1 as we get underway right at 7:05 on the nose.
First pitch, 7:05.
Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the radar gun that time.
Tonight, borderline calls, you got to be swinging.
And he takes a called strike 2.
A little bit of hang time there to that curveball. I don't think that's exactly where he's going to want to throw that pitch going forward. It worked out right there, but he better find a little extra snap on that pitch in the future.
Fowler has a read on it. He's got it 1 away.
In the second spot tonight.
Stepping in, Colby Rasmus, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. .92 splits the plate, and it's strike 1. The rain, as we've mentioned, coming down fairly steadily here at game time. EK, how'd you like playing in the rain?
It wasn't that bad. The only problem, sometimes up at the plate, batting gloves would get wet while it was raining. It made it a little difficult to hit.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Swung on in the dirt for the 3rd strike. And the throw to first is there to record the 2nd out.
Batting 3rd, shortstop
Carlos Correa gets his first opportunity now in the top of the 1st with nobody on. Lester's ready. Here's the first pitch. In there, strike 1. You got to figure that man right there would be more than happy to see this guy at the plate taking his swings with 2 out and nobody on all night long.
So would the guy on the mound.
Just getting things underway here at Wrigley. And a changeup runs inside on him as he's got to back out of the way of that one.
Sometimes if you let that changeup go too soon, it'll take off on you.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. And a chance now from the north side of Chicago to check out the Cubs starting lineup. What's this club need to focus on here this evening, Steve?
You got to be swinging at good pitches. Avoid wasting at bats by going out of the strike zone on this guy.
Lance McCullers will be on the bump for game 2 of the series. What do we need to know here, EK?
Well, remember, guys, he's a young pitcher, still garnering a lot of experience, and he has a lot of upside. If he continues to improve, he's going to be around this league for a very long time. I can't wait to watch him in this one.
And with that, let's call on a look at how the Astros line it up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric?
Well, guys, this defense is really anchored up the middle, and most specifically, the guy over at second base. He turns the double play as well as anybody in the game, has a lot of range, and really takes away a lot of hits from the other team.
Dexter Fowler will stand in, coming off a great performance in the Game 1 victory.
And he really is the X factor in this lineup. If he can stay hot, they're going to have a good chance of pulling this thing out.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. And he falls behind now, 2-0.
This is a guy whose numbers are on the rise, and this is a big reason why. 2 close pitches, 2 good takes, and now he's in a great hitters count, 2-0.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
And you know what? These days, so many guys are throwing in the high 90s. It makes those mid to low 90s guys look easy. But I'll tell you what, if he mixes his pitches well, it can still be plenty fast to have to deal with.
Able to make the play is Gaddis, and that's the first out.
Third baseman.
At the plate, Chris Bryant. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Time for a look at the umpires working this one. Behind the plate is Darryl Parker.
Well, Matt, Darryl, we can have that moving strike zone at times. He calls a pretty good game overall, but I know people aren't always sure what he likes.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And a fastball. Blew it right by him, and there are 2 down. Anthony Rizzo gets his first cuts now. The bases are empty, and there are 2 away here in the opening frame.
Yeah, nothing doing so far here. He kind of needs to put up a tough at-bat right here just to make this guy work a little bit.
Nowhere close with the fastball to begin the at-bat. It's ball 1. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't think you want to come in throwing a lot of high changeups. That's a pitch he's going to have to get lower in the strike zone.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
And they know full well the threat that this guy poses. So even down 3-1, I can't imagine he's going to get anything that he can drive right here.
Oh, and here's a fastball right down the middle of the plate that swung on and hit out to deep left field, and this one's not coming back. This is a long home run. A solo home run here for Anthony Rizzo. His first homer so far in the series, and the Cubs are on the board first, 1-0.
This is what you expect when you make it to the postseason. I mean, you expect the guys that have carried you all year to keep on producing, and sure enough, he comes through again and delivers a no-doubter here.
Batting fourth.
Here's Ben Zobrist now.
And
As he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Yeah, same pitch here from the home run ball, but this one's in a much better spot down at the knees.
And now a curveball that bounces up to the plate. It's 1-1. And he sends one deep down the right field line. On the move is Springer. And that retires the side. The Cubs get a run courtesy of Anthony Rizzo. We'll head to the top of the second, and the Cubs have an early 1-0 lead. George Springer makes his way to the plate. He'll get us started here in the top of the second. Lester into his motion. Here's the first pitch. They'll start the second with a curveball that's taken here for ball one. Sneaks a fastball by him at the letters. It's 1-1.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller out there, you're just conditioned to always look for something down. So he can surprise you with that high fastball, maybe four-seam it every once in a while. And when he does, you can forget it.
1-2. Here it comes. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. And another foul ball. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
And sometimes it doesn't quite matter how hard a thrower a guy is. If he can locate, he's going to be successful. The location here is absolutely spot on. Right on the inside corner. That's a tough, tough pitch.
Evan Gattis comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Up the middle and off his leg. Thankfully, he's able to recover, and he gets the second out at first. And time now to see quite where that got him. And it appeared from up here at least, and his actions on the field confirm it. It looked like it got him on his drive leg, which could be problematic, of course, for him. But from the way he's trying to walk it off, I think he's going to try to continue. John Singleton is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
And, you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
Bryant is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. They still trail 1-0. Wilson Contreras will lead things off here as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 due up to start the home second. Here's a curveball that runs outside. It's ball 1. Here's a changeup that's right there, 1-1. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And a rather easy first out.
We could hear him all the way up here in the booth. Just a big old, ugh! Well, that's what pop-ups will make you do.
Javier Baez steps in now. And a fastball there is inside as that one backed him up a bit.
I don't think there's any intent with that. That might be just to let him know that he's out there.
Now a fastball as he has to lean out of the way there.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to think twice about that one. And now he's got a good hitters count here, 2-0.
And not the kind of swing you're hoping for on 2-0 as they bunch him up inside. It's 2-1 now.
That got in his kitchen big time right there.
That's going to even up the count at 2-2. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. chop foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. 2-2 count. Here it comes. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Full count. 3-2.
Wow, what an at-bat he's having right now. He's fought off some tough pitches. He's laid off a few pitches like that one. And now he's worked his way back to a 3-2 count.
And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat. Jorge Soler gets his first chance here, looking to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. In there, 0-1.
And if you're not careful, this is the kind of guy that can run off 6 scoreless innings against you from here out. So that first inning run isn't something you can bank on holding up.
Correa gloves it, throw in time, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. We play 2 innings. It's 1-0. Marwin Gonzalez will stand in now to lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 here to start the 3rd inning.
And maybe one of these guys can break this string of 6 straight retired to start the ball game.
In there, no balls and a strike. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And he's retired here, 1 away.
Batting 8.
So 1 away, and here's the left-handed hitting catcher, Jason Castro. Lester has his target. First pitch on the way. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Moving under it, Zobrist. And he brings it in for the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, you know, he had the right idea up there, so at least you know he's thinking. He tried to go the other way with this ball, but he got under it just a little bit, and it's an easy play out there in left field.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
Wow, he is spotting that fastball on a dime here early on.
A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. He swings and pops it high toward the left side of the infield. Bryant has got it, and the side is retired. Make it 9 straight here to start the ball game. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. Cubs lead it 1-0. Addison Russell digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
The shortstop, Addison.
Here comes the first pitch. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Rasmus is there. Makes the play, 1 away.
He's just trying to get a fastball in there to start the inning. Ball winds up getting hit pretty well, but not well enough to do any damage. It's a 1-pitch out.
John Lester comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1.
Well, that one's at 94, so the velocity's good right now.
And he takes strike 2.
Yep, same pitch. Right back to the inside part of the plate, and he gets caught looking at it again.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. On its way, the 0-2 pitch. A little bouncer. But that one rolls foul. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Lester is retired, 2 down now.
He's been able to bounce back strongly after that first inning home run, and he's set down 6 in a row now since then.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. That's hit to short. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He does. 7 in a row he's set down now as the side is retired. Cubs are down in order, but they're up 1-0. Jose Altuve will stand in to begin their half of the 4th with his guys still looking for their first hit of the ball game.
And still looking for their first base runner, too. 9 up, 9 down.
Up and away to start the inning. It's 1-0.
Well, here's a little trivia for you, Matt. On May 1st of 2012, Jose Altuve faced Mets pitcher John Roush, who's 6 feet 11 inches tall. The 1.5-foot height differential is said to be the most in MLB history between a pitcher and batter.
And he comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now. Well, you mentioned the largest height differential in history, but that's not entirely true. This may be an outlier, but there was that famous stunt in the 50s when Eddie Goodell, at 3.5 feet tall, stood in for the St. Louis Browns.
Well, that is true, but that was just a publicity stunt. Altuve's at-bats are always for real.
Colby Rasmus will stand in here with a runner at first to start the inning. Now, I know both of you are more familiar with the art of hitting as opposed to the art of pitching, but on a wet night like this, who do you think this favors?
Well, I think it favors the pitcher. I know they're going to argue, well, the grip, but the ball doesn't carry on wet nights. So if I'm out there, I'm saying, look, pitcher advantage.
Carlos Correa will come on now, and no sooner did it look like they may have something started than the double play took it all away.
And that's especially tough when you figure the part of the lineup they're in. These are the guys you want to have hitting with runners on base.
And it's quickly 0-2. Just one hit apiece for both of these clubs. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2.
And even on 0-2, you don't want guys to get into a comfort level up there.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Nothing doing there for Houston. They trail this one 1-0. Chris Bryant is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat, because you know he has big-time power.
There's a fastball missing down and away for a ball. 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Hit hard down the line. And a reach to his backhand, but he can't come up with it, and the leadoff man's aboard.
First baseman number 44, Anthony.
Digging in to try it again. Anthony Rizzo. He went deep in his first at. We'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Well, I think he proved that he can turn on a pretty good fastball and hit it out of the ballpark, so you need a different approach in this at-bat.
And that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
Textbook start to the inning right there. Back-to-back hits have him in a good position to maybe stretch out this 1-run lead.
Ben Zobrist will stand in now with 2 on here and nobody out to begin the inning.
And on the mound, he hasn't found himself in too many rough spots so far, so this might be his first real test of the ballgame.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he lays off there. 1-0. Chop foul over towards the dugout. Tries to drag his way on here, but now he's behind 1-2. Out in front of that one, may have been looking fastball. Good job just to make contact. Drilled right back up the middle. Altuve for 1. On to first, and they get them both.
Well, there's the pitcher's best friend right there. You know, nothing gets you off the hook after back-to-back singles, quite like a double play ball to that third guy.
Standing in now, Wilson Contreras hit high and deep to right center. Back goes Rasmus to the track. Out of here. She was a wall scraper, but it counts just the same. A home run. So it's a two-run shot to right center. His first homer here in the series. And the Cubs have taken a 3-0 lead.
Well, no doubt that's a mistaken location right there. At the plate, his eyes were probably lighting up watching that one come in.
Here's Javier Baez.
Javier Baez.
As he swings and hits this one foul off to the right and out of play. On the ground to the left side. Gonzalez is up with it. Throw on to first, gets him, and the side is retired. 2 for the Cubs in the inning on the strength of this 2-run home run. We played 4. It's 3-0 Chicago. George Springer will stand in to lead things off here, and his guys have been unable to get anything going to this point.
Yeah, and you think so many times in the postseason, we see starting pitching really come to the forefront, and this guy's been every bit as good as advertised so far.
And he watches a called strike as this one bears in on him. 1-1.
Well, you get the sense that what they need is one big hit from anybody in the lineup. If they could get one, it could get them right back in this game, because right now they just seem out of it.
And the leadoff man gone now to start the 5th. An early look at the line score here tonight as we play the top of the 5th. And boy, just one lone hit for the visitors this evening as they've been taken to task by this starter. Evan Gattis will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Chop foul over towards the coaching box. That misses, and we're even at 2-2.
And at least he's taken a few pitches here. That's more than the rest of these guys can say.
And this is swung on and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th. John Singleton in now, popped out in his first trip. Lester gets the sign. Here comes the first pitch. And there's his strike right down the heart of the plate, 0-1.
Well, he's thrown a first pitch strike to about 60% of the batters he's faced, so that's a pretty good percentage because we're into the middle innings right now.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Yeah, 1 pitch away now from getting through 5 shutout innings. And up.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Astros go down 1-2-3. They trail it here 3-0. Jorge Soler comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the 5th. Now some action out in the Houston bullpen as it appears both a lefty and a right-hander are up to throw. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. There's his total now, just into his 5th inning of work. Nothing too out of the ordinary there.
The pitch count's the least of his worries. If his guys don't get him any runs, I don't think it'll matter all that much.
Shortstop, Addison.
In now, Addison Russell. He flew out in his last at-bat. First delivery to him on the way. Fastball in there for a called strike. 3 runs, 4 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. And he falls behind 0-2. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Liner towards second. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Let's watch this swing in show motion. You're going to see this pitch just tie him up in knots, but somehow he's able to fist it all the way out to right field.
Stepping in now, John Lester, and he pops up the bunt attempt. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Drops one down here, and he'll try to beat it out. And you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than that. The sacrifice works to perfection.
Well, I think this is going to wind up working pretty much like a sacrifice, but I don't think that's what he had in mind. This wasn't a show early and make sure you get it down kind of a bunt. He was trying to beat that one out, but a good throw is going to take care of him.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Oh, good contact there as this is sent in the air out to deep left center field. And this will wind up being the third long ball he surrendered tonight. A home run. Santa Maria. So a 2-run shot to left center. His first homer so far in the series. And the Cubs have now opened this up to a 5-0 lead.
This is just a fastball right here, but I'm pretty sure it's not where he wanted it. This has got some elevation to it, and that's one of those where you know it's going to be a home run as soon as you let go of it.
Chris Bryant will stand in. A strikeout victim his first time, and then a base hit last time around. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Feels like he's kind of relied a little too much on that fastball.
And it's gotten him into trouble. I think guys have just gone up there looking for it, and usually they wind up getting it.
And it's out of here. Back-to-back 2-out home runs. So a solo shot here to left center field. His first homer here in the series. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
Oh, he's absolutely wearing it out there at this point. I mean, here's back-to-back home runs on top of what he's given up already. Come on, enough's enough.
Now here comes the Houston manager out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And it looks as though that's going to be all for his starter here tonight. So he'll depart here in the 5th after working just 4 2/3, and he's on the hook for the L unless this one turns around. Scott Feldman is going to take over here in inning number 5 as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep them in the game here. Now the Astros have somebody up in the bullpen as a right-hander has started to warm up out there. Anthony Rizzo is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a called strike. It's 0-1. And now a curveball as he's got to lean out of the way. That one nearly got him.
I'll say this. He wasn't going to get his arms extended on that one.
Ground ball right side, straight into the shift. That's through a base hit, and he's got his 3rd hit of the game.
He's working on a 3-for-3 ball game now. He's been automatic all night. Comes through with another big hit right there.
Ben Zobrist will dig in. He's flown out and hit into a double play in 2 trips. First pitch coming. Here it is. And a check swing here, but he clearly went around on a pitch that would have been a strike anyway. It's 0-1. Check swing grounder to the right side. He'll go to Correa for the force, and that ends the inning. Another good inning for the Cubs here, and you don't need me to tell you that these folks don't need much of a reason to have a good time. Game 2 coverage rolls on after this. Marwin Gonzalez will come in now to start things out here in their half of the sixth as they look for a reversal of fortunes here. The first 5 innings have not been particularly kind to them.
Yeah, and I think that's putting it mildly. Just 1 hit in these first 5 innings. They're going to need to do a better job of finding good pitches to hit. But that fellow on the mound has not made it easy on him, and that's for sure.
Skied into straightaway right. Soler is there. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Having to face this guy when you're down a run, well, that's just tough enough. But when he gets himself a 6-run lead, you can probably just about turn out the lights on this one.
Jason Castro swings and misses there, so he's down 0-1.
And I wish more guys would pitch like this. I mean, look at that pitch count right there. That is really low for this stage of the game, and it's because he's throwing strikes and challenging guys.
And this is swung out and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 6th inning.
Boy, his guys got him the lead back in the very first inning, and he hasn't looked back since. He's had everything go his way so far, and this inning's turning out to be no exception.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Barely able to make contact, down 0-2 now. Now the 0-2 pitch. That misses, 1-2.
Well, you know, when you're behind in a count like this, it's all about changing your approach at the...
Looking at a fastball to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Astros. They won't make a dent in a 6-0 deficit. Number 35 is on, and he'll take over on the mound.
Number 35.
Wilson Contreras will stand in again as we flash you back here to the 4th inning. This was a 2-run home run that was definitely one of the big blows of the ball game to this point. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a liner, but this will be foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. And that one never threatened the zone. It's gone full now to 3-2. One thing that man right there will not tolerate, leadoff walks.
Especially right out of the bullpen. This might be a quick outing if that happens.
Oh, and he lets him off the hook there as this isn't even close for ball 4.
Hey, you know what? That's all right. He gave him a pretty good battle up there, and he never gave in to him. A walk you can work around. A home run, you can't.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Therefore, it is Springer, and he's got it for the first out.
Now batting.
Jorge Soler will stand in again. A couple of ground outs for him on the ledger in his 2 trips so far.
Yeah, just sort of rolling over on it, guys. See if you can make a small adjustment and get through one here.
Slapped hard the opposite way. Springer is there, 2 down.
Yeah, you really can't take anything for granted out there when you're playing in the rain. You got to worry about your footing. You got to worry about raindrops getting in your eyes. You got to make sure you're in the right position. But in the end, he is right there to make the play.
Yanked on the ground down the line. And he tries for the backhand reach at third, but he gets by the glove down the line.
Now batting.
John Lester gets a chance to swing away, and he'll have a chance to increase his lead if he can deliver something here with 2 gone.
Well, you know, some pitchers flat out just don't like to go up there and swing it, and I get it. Most of them can't hit at all. But, hey, this is an opportunity right here to help your own cause.
Lifted the other way to left center. On the move is Rasmus. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. Cubs strand a couple. They lead it 6-0. Leading off the inning, Jose Altuve, and they'll need him to get something going here.
You know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
And that's in there, a base hit, so they get the leadoff man on to open up the 7th inning. And this will wind up a closer play than I thought, but he's in there with 2 bases.
Well, a rare mistake pitch there. That's just their second hit of the ball game, but this will go for a double.
Here's the center fielder now, Colby Rasmus. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. No runs, 2 hits, no errors in the ballgame for the Astros to this point. Inside corner, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, and it seems like he kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2. Struck him out, and he becomes the 9th strikeout victim thus far. Carlos Correa will stand in, and he, like so many others, hitless in the ballgame so far. And that's cut on and missed, 0-1. That man's team has definitely shot itself in the foot with all the strikeouts so far.
It seems like it's been a growing trend so far, but man, you just got to be able to put the ball in play when you got runners in scoring position.
Fowler is there now, and he has it, 2 gone.
Yeah, and here's the situation. You think back to that previous at-bat. If instead of striking out, he could have just put the ball on the ground to the right side, then this would have been a sacrifice fly. That's just another example of how important it is to do those little things.
Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
And it looks like the scouting report says, work this guy away. And it's been...
Threw it right past him, a swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. A golden opportunity to get on the board. Here goes for naught. Back with more postseason baseball in Game 2 after this. Dexter Fowler will stand in again as we flash you back to the middle innings here. This was a big blow, a 2-run home run that really got his guys going. First offering on its way. Smoked on the ground up the middle. Played on the backhand. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Now batting.
That's a nice backhanded play there at second. You'd like to be able to get in front of this ball if you can, but here he does a nice job of looking it into the glove, and then he makes the throw to first for the out.
Oh, and he looks like he's swinging a garden hose out there as this is cut on and missed for strike 1.
Yeah, he really pulled off of that one, and that's not the kind of swing we're accustomed to seeing from a guy like him.
Especially starting off an at-bat.
Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control, 0-2.
Yeah, and you know, this is a spot where you just have to make him bring the ball down. It's very difficult to do anything positive when it's up that high.
Tried to work it back to that low inside corner, but it misses, 1-2. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. He's set, and the 1-2 pitch. Hit hard on the ground at third. Gonzalez is there. Throw gets him, 2 down.
First baseman number
Anthony Rizzo will stand in again, but first we'll flash you back to the very first inning of the ballgame. And here you go, a solo home run that had him off and running early on. Hit sharply on the ground. Gonzalez is right there. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. But they're on top by a count of 6-0. Leading off the inning, Evan Gattis. And they'll need him to get something going here. First pitch of the at-bat. Oh, he lifts a high pop-up. drifting into foul territory on the right side and taken in out there for the first out.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. With shutout intact as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
John Singleton is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. Swinging a grounder fouled off to the left. Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2. Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. And he starts to go after it. Question was, did he hold up in time? Yes, indeed, says the third base umpire. Hit down the third base line. Bryant is up with it. And a low throw to first that bounces as he can't hang on.
You talk about a throw eating a guy up at first.
Third baseman.
Look at how he lets this ball play him. Instead of going out to get the ball, he lets it get too deep. And at that point, it's hard to get those hands into a high enough position, and he can't make the play.
Here's Marwin Gonzalez now as he swings and pops this one foul off to the right, out of play. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control. 0-2.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got.
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. Astros are down quietly. They still find themselves down 6-0. Ben Zobrist will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
And now a swing and a miss, and that's what you call establishing the inside part of the plate. It's strike one. And this is fouled back and out of play. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he chased it in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Zobrist is retired, and there's one away. Well, these fans have been treated to a fine outing out of their hometown starter as we give you a look at the numbers here. A big 0 in the run column on the right-hand side of your screen. Wilson Contreras gets another shot, and if you remember, he hit a round tripper back in the fourth. And this is taken outside for ball one. One out, nobody on. Went about halfway there, but it's a called strike regardless. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Swing and a miss got him reaching. And he makes the throw to first. Contreras is retired. 2 down now.
Second baseman, number 9.
Javier Baez stands in looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. First pitch on its way. Into the seats. 0-1. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. On, could we see another strikeout here? It's 0-2 now.
Yeah, it's so hard to stay back against a guy like this. Unless you guess right, that thing's just so slow that it's almost impossible to keep from getting out on your front foot.
And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Cubs are down in order. They lead it 6-0. Jason Castro will stand in to start off the 9th here with his guys in danger of going down 2-0 if they can't rally. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out. right by him here, and he's set up for another strikeout here. The count to 0-2.
Oh, you like the way this guy is just going about his business here. He's got a big lead, but he's pitching like it's a tie game here in the ninth.
Yeah, and about the only drawback you have to having so many strikeouts is that it really runs that pitch count up. You can see on the graphic right here that total's starting to get up there now, so he may be getting just a little bit tired.
Here's a curveball that runs outside. It's ball one. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. A high strike there, and it's 1-1.
He's had a high strike zone all night, so even if you're on the bench, you got to be aware of that.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off. Lester sets. Here it is on a ball and 2 strikes. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And here's a ball hit in the air. Bryant near the bag at third. 1 down.
Yeah, a good pitch there as he gets the pop out on the fastball as we take a look at his pitch breakdown so far.
Jose Altuve will dig in. He doubled his last time. High and deep to right center field. Back goes Fowler, but he won't get there as it lands just shy of the wall. Around third and being waved on home. In to score is the runner from first.
Oh, and all good things must come to an end, I guess. The shutout disappears here in the late going as he really cranks this baseball. He says, I'm going to end this shutout with just a few style points to go along with it as well, as he's all the way up to third base with a run-scoring triple.
Colby Rasmus will stand in to keep things going, and I don't know, Steve, is the comeback on?
Well, at the very least, I like that they're showing some character out there. You never want to go down without a fight, so they're going to make these final at-bats count.
On his way toward the mound now is skipper Joe Madden. And I believe that's going to be all for John Lester. So a strong performance here as he worked his way into the ninth, but he'll let the bullpen try and close with the final 2 outs. Aroldis Chapman is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth.
Number 54, Aroldis Chapman.
Here's the first pitch to him. Out in front of it, strike 1. A man at third with 1 away. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
And now this is where you can be just a little bit more selective as a pitcher. You're looking for the strikeout. You certainly don't have to throw a strike in either of the next 2 pitches. So you got to see if you can get him to chase.
Well, that's all about playing the percentages there. They bring the left-hander out of the bullpen to get the better matchup, and he obliges with the big strikeout.
Here's Carlos Correa now. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1.
Ooh, that's a heck of a challenge there, especially with 2 outs and a base open.
And he lays off for ball 1.
Boy, I don't know that I'd want to be facing this guy right now. He looks pretty fired up out there.
Yeah, he looks like he could run that fastball through a brick wall.
And now those that have stuck it out tonight come to their feet. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here. And with that, this one is over.
Yeah, and you know this home crowd is going to get to drive home happy as their guys come through with a very good win.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. And, guys, the Cubs were given an excellent outing on the mound here by this man, John Lester. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, they tried to let him finish off the complete game, but he wound up needing a little help to get the final 2 outs. Still, 8 1/3 quality innings. You'll take that every time.
So that's a wrap here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click on over to theshownation.com. The Cubs win this one 6-1. Good night from Chicago.
Here now is the